Hello, my name is Charles Porter and I'm going to be talking about Biomechanics 6.1. So, what is notational analysis? So, notational analysis is an analysis of a player's performance. This can be showed through data representation on different statistics and facts that have been notated throughout someone's performance. And this can be done throughout live, so watching a player, taking notes on their performance, or it could be recorded by video and then looking back and taking notes on different things. Um, so this can be done through movement patterns, so basically taking note of the distance that a player is covering during the match. So you can see the effort levels that they're putting into the game. And it's also done for tactical and technical reasons to improve someone's performance and work on different tactics in different game situations. Also within this, there's different performance criteria. So to do notational analysis, you have to have different performance criteria for a different individual, and it depends on the different roles within the team. So depending on different position, because there's different roles within a position, and they also vary by sport because not all sports have the exact same positions. For example, in football, they have different positions compared to basketball, for example. So moving on to the performance criteria. So it's different in different sports, like I've just said about football, and it's different in different positions. So, for example, you may play a centre midfield role in football, um, and also this may compare to a shooting guard in basketball, and they're just completely different things, and you can't really compare them that much. So in basketball, which is an example I'm using, we obviously have this position called a shooting guard. So to have the different performance criteria linked to that, I've used layups made and attempted. So the layups that the player has attempted compared to the layups that they've actually made. We've got distance covered, showing the effort levels that they've put in and the distance that they're actually covering. And then I've got assists, so the amount of assists they're making. And then expectations and why I've put here. So what we expect of them. So we would have an idea in our mind before we go into notational analysis. The expectations of a player. So these three here should be really high for a shooting guard because they're the main things that they need to be focusing on. So now moving on to the method of notational analysis. So we have the process, the equipment used, and the measurements. So the process. So to start with notational analysis, you do need to go through its type of process. So you need to have the right equipment and the right measurements. So you do this by maybe possibly deciding whether to use different technical, like electronic equipment, or literally just taking notes on someone's performance, like kicking or using a tally chart, etc. And then so the equipment, so you would have a table of performance criteria and then marking, like I said, having a tally chart, marking how they're performing. So if someone did a layup, you'd mark a tally in one of the columns. And then the measurements, so with distance covered, you have meters. So you'd measure the basketball court and you would track the process. So basically an overall evaluation of notational analysis. So there's goods and bads to notational analysis. So the advantages of a notational analysis is you get a better feel for the action. So when you're recording it live, when you're recording someone live, you definitely get a feel for the action. You see the certain situation that they're in. Also, if you were a coach and you're doing notational analysis, you can give players feedback during the game. You could be tallying, and then at half time, you could tell them the areas that they're weak on and the areas that they're lacking on. Also, another advantage is you can see that players perform tactically. So this links with a better feel for the action. you can see the situation that they're actually in and how they're performing around it. But some disadvantages to notational analysis. We've got the two here, but there's a couple more. So you can easily make mistakes. You can easily miss things out in the throughout the live recording, but obviously you can correct those mistakes through the video recording. So you can work your way around these disadvantages, and also it's very time consuming, as you have to go to the event, you have to either record it by video or record it yourself, and you have to make different charts to show data and things. And now moving on to data, as just said it. So here's an example of my comparison on performance. So here we have two players, Charlie Inkpen and Aaron. Aaron is a professional basketball player, whereas Charlie is not so much. And here we have different performance criteria along the top here, showing their performance within the game. And then the comparison between them two, you can clearly see. So this is basically evidence to show what performance criteria is, and also how you do notational analysis. So thanks for listening, and bye.